Hello, hello. Welcome back to Ram and Goat Astrology. I am Laura Lee.
And I am Helena. Welcome back to our amazing astrology podcast.
Whatever
Yeah.
we're doing here. Today we're going to
Yeah.
talk about the transits for the rest of the month of July. How is your entrance of Uranus into Gemini? How'd that go for you?
It sure did it brought some kind of chaos for sure. And the thing is that on Friday, like was it last Friday or the Friday before, Uranus was at the anaretic degree of Taurus conjunct to Venus. And I was thinking about that a great deal. Like, this is a huge day. What's going to happen? Things are starting to stir up.
Yep.
And then 2 days after, I did have someone very close to me actually reach out about, something being very unbalanced in our relationship. And that is very Uranus. And I'm like, what's going on? Why am why is I didn't really connect to begin with until we started talking, I think.
Yep.
And then the thing is that yes, Uranus went into Gemini, and in Gemini I have my Venus, which rules all of my friendships pretty much.
Yes.
And so it's like, yeah, of course. So this is like the first little taste of Uranus in Gemini for me, like shaking things up a little bit with like values for me and friendships
And money.
and money.
Yeah, the way money
And
comes in or goes out or whatever
yeah,
you do with money. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, right away, it made itself known.
Yes.
It made itself very known.
Girl, it was a doozy over here for me too. I ended up having a big business shift, really big business shift that I didn't see coming. It just boom. And then friendship shifts that I didn't see coming, just boom. And boy, that lightning strike is no joke.
Yeah. And
No
I
joke.
mean, Uranus is amazing because it sort of shakes it really, like Uranus is here to shake us up. Either like you'll be shaken up and you will realize like, oh, this is something I really want to keep, or you're like, I'm ready to let go of that. Like Uranus shakes you up to the core. And it's like I always think of like an old Christmas tree with really dry little things. And when you shake it, it's like whatever is left there when you shake it is worth to keep, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
We're going to do a whole episode on that next time, huh?
We will.
Because this is a new taste for us. He'll go back into Taurus for a little bit, but then this is basically our new flavor for the next 8 years. So we got to talk about that. But we've been there for a week, and now we are going to talk about the other planets and what's going on for the rest of the month. So we left off with July 12th. Saturn decided to trek it backwards. Now, you guys, retrogrades, I just taught a class on retrogrades. The planet doesn't actually go backwards, okay? Just so everybody knows. The planets keep moving, but because of where the Earth is, and because all of the planets go around the sun, it looks and feels, and for all intents and purposes, looks like the planet is going backwards. And energetically to Earth and people on Earth, it looks and feels like that. Okay. But the planet doesn't actually move backwards. But the path that it travels around the sun and then essentially around us causes this retrograde motion. So I taught this whole class on retrogrades. It was really, really fun this past weekend. We talked about retrograde planets in your birth chart and how that shows up, and retrograde planets in the sky and what's going on. So we left it with July 12th. Saturn decided to go retrograde in Aries. So he's going to trek back into Pisces for just a blip. He's going to go back to I think 26 degrees. His just a reminder for all of us to be compassionate and more nurturing and empathetic. And yes, this is what's really happening with our government over here. Yes, you need to be aware. And yes, you need to pull the illusion and delusion out of your eyes, because Saturn rules the government. And it is in Aries right now. And Aries is, you can't tell me no. I'm going to do it anyway. Guess what a lot of the government's been doing right now. And of course, Neptune's right there with Saturn too. And Neptune's the planet of illusions. And he's going, what's happening? I don't know. What does the government do? Who knows? Woo. And the government's telling us one thing, but then this is actually happening. So you can see what's happening. And now both of these planets are going backwards right now, retrograde. And they are pulling the whole country kind of back so we can actually look and go, oh, wow, this is really actually happening. This is what's going on. It's almost like a wake up call for a moment, right? So that when they both go forward and both go back direct into Aries, we can then slingshot, let go of the slingshot backwards and pull forward and shoot ourselves into a new society, essentially, right? A new government, a new lifestyle. So that happened on July 12th. So we ended there. And now what's the next one going on?
Well, then the next thing happening is on July 17th, and that's when Mercury is starting to retrograde. So this is something that we talk about so much because it happens 3 times a year, and I think that it's like a part of popular culture almost. Mercury
It really
retrograde.
is becoming
It's like its
isn't it?
own, it has its own life, like its own meme, and So I don't know if everyone understands what Mercury retrograde means, but this is happening on July 17th. Mercury starts not moving backwards, like Lorelei said, but it looks to us like it's moving backwards, and the energetics is of that backwards movement.
Yep.
So, especially because Mercury rules public transport, bikes, communications, internet, computer, anything that where you're commuting or communicating.
Yeah.
Mercury rules that. And going backwards, the energy of going backwards, it sort of doesn't make this flow. It's a very not flowy energy, especially in the beginning, I think. So it's a time to really like relax more because things like just to almost go in like knowing that this is a period of time when my plane might not be on time, and like this contract that I'm signing, no, like if you're signing contracts during this time, you need to check it 2-3 times.
Yes.
um
Yeah, take
this
your
is very
time to
important,
sign it.
actually.
Right? The retrogrades
Yes.
is not don't do this. It's just
No.
take your time, be extra mindful. I always use the analogy. Go back into the hotel room and double check and triple check. Make sure you have your charger, make sure you have your shampoo, right? Go back and check. Go back and check, go back and check.
Yeah.
This is in Leo, so we've got a little bit of drama with it, a little bit of ego going on as well. Make sure your communication is very, very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Oh, yeah, this for sure could be a time when with this miscommunication sort of thing in the air and it being in Leo, it could be very like you have a conversation with maybe a colleague, a boss, whoever, and your ego is so there because of Leo, and then you're sort of misreading each other, and they like taking things very to heart.
Yeah.
And feeling your ego get like a little busted up. So like it just feels like it could be one of those conversations where like, I can't believe you said that about me, and like, no, that's not what I mean. And just something like that. So maybe remember to put your ego also like in your backpack. Like keep
I
it
love that.
in the back. And
that's such a great analogy. Put your ego in your backpack. You can take it with you, but it doesn't have to be front and center.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like the baby carrier where you put it on your chest and it's the first thing everyone sees. It can be hidden in your backpack. I love that.
You need it every now and again. Yep.
That's a great description. So yeah, that's going to be, just so everyone knows, with us, Mercury retrograde, that's a 3-week transit. So we have some adjustment.
Plenty of time.
Yep, adjustment to do with our communication and our thinking process. Also, it's not just our communication, but the way we think. I always use Mercury. I like to use Mercury retrograde. I don't always, but I like to use Mercury retrograde as a time to really analyze my thought processes and the way I am thinking about things. Is it in need of a new prescription upgrade? Right? Do I need a new lens to look through? Am I seeing things clearly, or am I just viewing it from one side of the story? Now, I have a lot of air elements and water elements and stuff that help me view things from multiple perspectives. So taking time with that backwards kind of pull is a great way to use the energy to really evaluate how you've been thinking. Why do you think this way? And is there a different way to approach the way you're thinking, right? That's always a nice time to use or way to use the Mercury retrograde.
Yeah. No, that's great. We need to be a little bit slowed down in society and learn from our like mistakes and think like rethink, reevaluate
Yeah.
what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the day after that,
Yep.
we have Mercury now retrograde in Leo, um, sextile to Venus in Gemini.
All right. All right. So when
That's
Mercury
that's
and
cute.
Venus are having a lovely, easy conversation, this is an easy transit to miss,
Mm-hmm.
right? So July 18th, if you do have some issues with friends or money or a lover or something, and you do need to work out or work on communication, this is actually a good day to do it. Venus in Gemini is your relationship can kind of see two different sides of the equation. You can talk with your boss or something about money, and here's my side, here's your side, right? And then that Mercury in Leo, yes, retrograde going backwards. So evaluating your work, evaluating what you've been putting into your job or putting into the relationship, and using that Mercury in Leo to speak your thoughts, your feelings.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is an easy transit to miss, though. So July 18th is a Friday. If you need to make your voice be heard and enhance that communication, that Venus and Gemini is going to help you.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
And then there's a long jump again. We don't
is.
have anything else very
I
active in the sky.
appreciate those moments of just breathe, everybody.
Yeah, let us
Breathe.
land and breathe.
Yeah.
So July 22nd is when the sun enters Leo and we are officially in Leo season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so the sun will be in its home,
Yes.
Leo, where it can shine brightly and have fun and be childish and creative and a little bit like sassy.
You like this season.
It's my season.
It's your season.
Yep.
I love Leo energy.
Yeah.
I love Leo season. This is when the garden is in full bloom and the air is thick with moisture, heaviness, and everything's really green here where I live.
Yeah.
Everything's just plentiful and abundant and starting to really, really, really come alive, like fully before kind of that fall autumn decline.
Yes. Yes. It's like going towards the peak still.
Mhm.
And on the same day that the sun will ingress into Leo, just right after it ingresses into Leo, it will be making a sextile to Uranus.
Yes.
Now being in Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like that as
what
well.
What do you think about Leo and Gemini energy together? What do you like? What does that bring up for you?
Leo and Gemini together, I almost feel like it's a dangerous combination, like, but in a good way, because it's like it's definitely, if you see them as two friends, it would be the friend couple that's like, let's go and do that, let's do it, let's just and like they just amp each other up,
encouraging of each other. Yes.
Yeah, and just like making things crazier and crazier and like hyping each other up and like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of energy, like that super, like Gemini, super fast and airy and just like loves to just like a very active sign. And then Leo, which is like all about also like enjoying things. And Leo's also like being on an adventure, like likes life to happen, like is very like indulgent in life, like wants like likes to see, just experience the world and indulge in it pretty much.
Yeah.
So the combination of those two, I find can be a very expressive, a very dynamic and expressive energy.
I keep hearing or seeing like karaoke. Like they just like
Yeah.
very spontaneously going out to do karaoke and like Leo's up on stage and Gemini's in the crowd, like woo, right? Like I can just like one of them's the entertainer and one's the audience, and they're so supportive of each other, right? It's just it's a fun energy.
It's a good mix.
Yeah. Until it's not.
Until it's not. But in a sextile, and also with the sun and Uranus in a sextile, I like this a lot. Like this to me says like this can be a really fun day. Like
oh my gosh,
all
flamboyant or eccentric. You can really let your eccentric creativity come out, right? Leo is a very creative energy. It's very heart-centered energy. And then Uranus is really demanding authenticity. So you might see people, because it's in Gemini now.
And taking risks and doing new things.
You might see people suddenly with they just shave off all their hair and make it pink, right? Like all of a sudden you're like, wow, Tina, you got a haircut, right? it's like a purple mohawk or something. And Tina's been a very conservative person for as long as you've known her, right? And now suddenly there's this. That's the kind of vibe that might be showing up with your friends or with people you see. They suddenly have a whole new wardrobe, or they suddenly maybe they change their name, right? Uranus in Gemini, authenticity. And then Gemini is, oh, I'm going to be this person now. Maybe they've been that person in the background or in the closet or at home. And now they let it out because that Leo bold sun energy is helping them to feel like they can.
Yeah. And again, this is another sextile. So like we said before, it's easy to sort of miss this energy because it's just a very flowy sort of energy.
Yeah.
So do put it in your calendar and be aware of it so you can flow with it.
Yeah, I feel like it's quick and easy. And if it's quick and easy, you kind of forget that it's there, right? It's usually the harder things that we really pay attention to. So the 22nd with the sun moving into Leo and then this sextile that same day is a phenomenal day. If you have been really, I'm going to use the term coming out of the closet. If you've been needing to come out of the closet in some way, shape, or form, whether it's with work or your personality or how you earn income or you're ready to launch a business, this is a freaking great day to do that. 7/22.
Yeah.
I like those numbers
and
too.
On the 23rd of July, we have Venus now in Gemini, square to Mars in Virgo. So now this is a more challenging energy because we're talking about a square, but challenging, but also like strengthening. If you, because challenges strengthen us, right?
Yeah, like lifting weights.
But they're usually uncomfortable, like lifting weights.
Lifting weights.
Yeah, exactly. And here we have Venus, which is our values, money, friendships, in this challenging aspect to Mars, which is our drive and like our go juice, as you say.
Yes.
So we might really want to go, like in something very Virgo-esque, which is very like, let's make a detailed list about everything. I need a detailed list. And Venus, your values might be in this Gemini world of like, oh, but let's do all of the things. I'm not so sure if I can make a schedule because I'm feeling very like I need to flow with things.
Or I need to go see a friend, and maybe Mars and Virgo wants to stay home and clean, right? Like there's this push and pull kind of energy. Venus values the connections, the networking, the friendships, the communication. And Mars and Virgo is like, yeah, well, I value the analyzing and the cleaning and the organizing, and your closet is pissing me off. Let's do something about this, lady. Right. So there might be this, let's just avoid the closet and go visit my friend for coffee. Right. That's the kind of tension I see here. It's not a real bad one. Anytime Venus is in a square, I'm like, oh, she softens the square a little bit. Right. Now, if it's Mars square to Saturn, well, that's a whole other ballgame, right? But Mars square to Venus is like, it's a little bit of an argument, a little bit of a tension-filled conversation, but
Although every time there's been a Saturn square to Venus, I get a parking ticket. So Venus, well, she might soften things up,
hilarious.
But still,
oh my god.
Yes, every time.
Are you serious? Like, have you just like tracked it and like noticed it, or
it's happened? I know for sure. Okay, not every time. Every time was a bit of an exaggeration. But it's happened twice.
That is funny.
And the second time I was like, I woke up and I was like, oh no, I forgot. And then I checked the transit and I'm like, damn it. I know there's gonna be that ticket is gonna be in the window.
Now we need to.
It was.
I'm going to text you anytime there's a Venus square Saturn.
Yeah, please do. I need to be more careful. But that's like, I always pay for my parking. But of course, when it's a Venus square to Saturn, I somehow happen to forget that.
And you guys remember, Saturn represents rules and authority in the government. Venus is your money. Yeah. She just had to give her money to the government. Yeah. That's tension. Who the hell wants to give their money to the government? Nobody. Especially for stupid shit like parking tickets. Ew.
Yeah, no, it's so silly.
Yeah. So the 23rd will be a little bit tension filled between that values of what you're looking for and in the softness of the day, and Mars with the dedication to the service of what you need to do. So just take note of that. Then the next day we have 4 things. see, there's quietness in the sky to prepare us for that smack. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening, but there's 4 things. And if there's 4 things in one day, you guys just take note. Circle the
Well,
24th, because let's go through it. So we have Sun in Leo, trine Saturn in Aries. That's the first one. Then we have Sun in Leo, trine Neptune in Aries, because those two are right next to each other still. So we've got the Sun trine to Saturn and Neptune. Cool. We also have a new moon in Leo. And so the Sun and the moon are trying. Okay. All right. And then we have Sun in Leo. Oh, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. Okay.
yeah. So basically, the new moon is opposite to Pluto in Aquarius. Yeah. And
right.
we also have this Sun trine to Saturn conjunct Neptune in
Okay.
Aries.
Okay.
So this is a whole bunch of energy.
This is a
A
whole
whole bunch of energy.
All right, let's break this down. So we've got Sun and Moon together in Leo. So that is automatically number one. Anytime there's a new moon, this is a new energy of manifesting and bringing things in and really starting or launching kind of a new cycle, right? That's the new moon. The full moon is when we let go and we clear and all that. So we've got the new moon in Leo in a really bright spot in the sky, I would say. This is a very dominant position with the Leo sun, right?
Mm.
So this is going to be empowering to a lot of people for creating things, creating something new, really bringing in something new into your reality. And then when it's a trine to both Saturn and Neptune, well, then we have the planet of working hard and taking time and being mature, and the planet of creative, nebulous surrender.
Yeah.
My brain
I
is like,
feel
okay,
like,
how am I
yeah.
interpreting this?
So to me, what I see is that there is a lot of very sort of it's a lot of power energy, like a lot of powerful energy in this. Like it's a lot of that. When I mean power, I mean that like dominant, like someone, there's a lot of dominant energy. We have Aries being involved. We have Saturn. We have a new moon in Leo opposite to Pluto in Aquarius.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of like who has the power, who has the lead, like a little bit dominant, very like alpha, I want to say in a
yes,
way, like very alpha-ish energy, like
yes,
I am here, I'm gonna do this thing very intensely. And I would say on new moons, like some people like to do the manifestations and stuff, like extra. But I don't know what to expect. This is a day with full of energy. I would say like
especially with
take a
the
step back.
opposition to Pluto.
Yeah.
The opposition to Pluto,
Yeah.
I think, really throws me off more than anything. Like, I can understand the new moon trying to Neptune and Saturn. That's already like two planets trying to two planets. That's 4 planets involved, right? But then this exact opposition to Pluto is really like monkey wrench in the whole system.
Yeah, I feel like I have a friend who said that she once has cast a spell and that she regretted it because it came back to her and it ended up not being what she had asked for. But that's how magic sometimes works. You ask for something, but you're not specific enough. So
100%. I've done that so
yeah.
many times.
So it feels like that kind of energy, because if like really manifesting something, like really actively doing that on this new moon, being opposite to Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is about death, rebirth, and transformation.
Yep.
And it's not going to let you experience anything lightly. So I feel like whatever energy, whatever's going to happen during these days and whatever you're going to go through, you don't need to add extra to it,
No.
Just let yourself experience this energy, and you don't need to try and manifest something, because it might just bite you in the butt.
For sure. Well, and if you think about this now, we add another layer onto it. Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto are all retrograde during this time.
Yeah.
So the manifesting of things during the new moon, when it's having this many conversations to 3 retrograde planets, feels like whatever.
And Mercury retrograde.
And Mercury is, yep. So because of all of these retrogrades, whatever you manifest, it better be very, like you said, very clear, and you better wait for it, right? Take your time. Place your order and then just surrender to the timing of the order. Do not rush anything, because there needs to be some adjustments. Maybe your order was fulfilled wrong and source is trying to fix it and adjust it and get the right people in place or whatever, right? But you can't, I wouldn't rush anything with this, because there's those retrograde planets, especially Saturn. You guys, you have to pay attention to where the authority figure is in the sky. He is the one who's really kind of in charge of the rules and discipline in our solar system, right? And if he's involved in this clusterfuck, I don't know what the technical term is for this one, but if he's involved and Neptune is the nebulous one, we got to be really careful, because we're not going to see what the government's doing. We're not going to see what the authority figures are doing. We're not going to see it very well.
Exactly. And like Jessica Lanyadoo so eloquently says that, you know, yes, the sun is in a trine to Saturn and Neptune. And that could mean a bunch of good things, but good for who?
Whom?
That's what she says. Good according to who? Like, this is an easy energy.
To what ethical system are we basing the good on, right? Is this good for the people in position of power right now? Because that's, to me, what it feels like. It feels like it will be beneficial for them. And we, again, are, as the people, have to really feel the pain with Pluto going retrograde to 0 degrees Aries or Aquarius, right? He's going all the way back to 0. So we can almost start over societally. And Aries, Saturn in Aries is leaving that, going into Pisces, and he's going back to 26 degrees. Neptune is going back to 29 degrees Pisces. It's like all of these outer planets are giving us this possibility of really taking a step back and going, wow, this is really happening. Like, this is legit the breakdown of our society in a massive way. And we have to do something different. We have to take action in different ways, whatever that looks like, whether that's forming a community in your own little community, or whether that's getting involved in politics or government, or getting involved in rescuing people. I don't know what your thing is, but I think this is an opportunity for a lot of people to really wake up to the world right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do think that this looks like a day when the energy it's easy for change to happen.
Yeah.
But that change will be quite powerful and like a big change in
intense. I just keep hearing intense. You guys,
and
Aries,
Saturn, like you said,
Aries,
government, rules, laws.
Aries, Leo, Aquarius. Let's just stop there, right? That's all you need to know. Yeah. If you take 2 Aries, 2 Leos, and an Aquarius and put them in a room, they're not going to sit there and twiddle their thumbs and do nothing. They're going to change shit. Okay. Maybe the room, maybe themselves, maybe the world. I don't know. But man, if you have these energies together, it's not sitting still staring at each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sun being involved, which is like representing our vitality.
Yep.
Also. Yep. So, I mean, worst case scenario, there's going to be laws applied that is not good for our vitality and our longevity and our bodies and our free will, with also Pluto being involved.
The free will thing.
But
is a big thing. Yep.
The best case scenario is that things are going to work out the way people who are wanting peace and love on earth, that we get it our way, and there will be like laws and rules being formed that are more in what's it called, in favor to that, to allow more with these trines, and the new moon being like a starting point, and bring Pluto in the mix. It could be a very powerful change,
rebellion.
So energy is energy. We don't know exactly how it's going to express. There's many different possibilities. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the people do. Right. It's the people. I always tell everybody I'm teaching classes is like, listen, your job is to be the best version of you, the highest vibration of you, as often as humanly possible. That's your job. Not to freak out, not to get into scarcity mode and, oh my God, a war is coming or
Yeah.
whatever. That's what they want. That's because then you don't think, right? Your brain loses oxygen, you're in fight or flight mode, and you just get in arguments real easy. And that's chaos. That's easier to break down society when most people are functioning in that realm. When you're calm and you're stable in your thinking and you're confident in who you are and what you can do, that's harder to control.
Yeah.
So my advice to everybody is be the best, strongest, most convicted version of yourself. And that for you and me looks like telling the truth about the energy in the sky, right? That's us being the best version of ourselves, is looking at this going, wow, this could be a really awesome day for the government to win a bunch of shit and take power, or it could be a really awesome day for the people to win a bunch of shit and take power. But exactly. Either way, there's going to be some power shifting, some power struggles, some intensity, some big movements happening.
Yeah, big movements.
And how that looks is, we got to watch the movie and see what happens. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, and not to make it about me, but but my birthday is a few days after this, and this is very active energy in my
solar.
Sorry, I made it totally about me.
But it's okay. Do it. You're Leo. Please make it about you.
Yeah. I'm just mentioning that this is my solar return.
Absolutely. Yeah. So your birthday is the 27th. 7th. Yeah. So this
so energy... not exact for some of these, but some others.
But pretty damn close.
Some of these pretty damn close.
And you get to then kind of take that energy snapshot and play it out in your own natal chart or in your own solar return chart through the year. That's your assignment for the year. Part of your curriculum is to learn how to deal with this particular intense transit that's happening just 2 days beforehand.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. And then on the 30th, another retrograde, but now it's Chiron. So
Chiron, the backwards energy, huh?
Yeah. So now we haven't talked about Chiron in a long time because Chiron hasn't been making like any exact.
No, he's been hanging out in late degrees Aries, kind of by himself over there. He's just at 27, 28 degrees Aries, just chillaxing. Waking up those people in Aries to heal their wound and, really helping them to address whatever issues need to be addressed. Anywhere Chiron goes, he wakes up this inner wound you need to deal with. This, I'm not good enough. I don't feel smart enough. I don't feel brave enough, whatever it is. Whatever the wound is or the planet is, if it's your money planet of Venus and relationships right there, he is going to activate that with how you do relationships. If it's your Mars, he's going to activate you asserting yourself and your dominance and your protecting yourself or your fight, right? Now, maybe you don't do it in the best way. Maybe it's you're still practicing that and you're still learning how to do that, right? But he activates this need to do something about this wound we haven't dealt with. So when he is in the chart active for you, you've got to pay attention because it's not going to feel very good. So he's going backwards, starting the 30th. And this is going to affect those people with late degree Aries placements. Or, of course, if you've got anything square or opposite. So be aware of your wounds that need healing and tend to them.
Please do. And on the same day, actually, Venus entering Cancer.
Oh, that's
I love Venus in Cancer.
That's a nice energy.
Yeah, it is. I like it. But now every time I think about a transit, I will think about it like globally for the like what's going on in the world. So I'm like, oh, what does this mean for the world?
Yep.
Venus is basically our values because it is our money, it is our relationships, it's how we see ourselves, but basically our values, like what we value. And Cancer is our home. It can also be our country that we see as our home. Like I feel like this is a time when people are going to start feeling more nostalgic about their homes. Like appreciating that more, and that can be good and bad. That can mean that people get like super patriotic and like to an extent that is unhealthy. It can also mean that people are like, I really value my neighborhood. I'm gonna go over to that farmer over there and I'm gonna start supporting her business, you know? it can
Yes.
also be that.
Yep. Yep. Valuing where you get your food from, where you spend your money for sure. Voting with your money that way. Um, Cancer and Capricorn, that access to me feels a little bit nostalgic or like a little bit
Yeah,
traditional, right? They they
very
they tend
like
to
family. Yeah.
family traditional kind of stuff. So taking a look at those areas of life and what your family um, dynamics is, and Venus in Cancer can help not rectify, but really like help you if you're having family issues or family stuff, taking a little bit more sensitivity, a little more sensitive approach to that.
Mm.
So, but yeah, this is I like to think of this as food, right? Whenever I see Venus in Cancer, it's like, oh, it's time for a barbecue.
Oh, okay, nice.
Time to cook out and eat, right? That's what that
Yeah,
is. I don't know. That's where my brain went immediately. I'm like, oh, it's cookout time.
sure. I mean, Cancer is so much about, yeah, the home and family, and like Cancer energy is like very much the hostess with the mostest. It's like the perfect host, like fixing the food, making everyone feel comfortable in their home, and like, being nurturing and just taking care of everyone.
Yeah, that's where my brain went. I love it.
Good.
Good, good. And then we have one day left, the end of July, July 31st. We are back to the sun in Leo. And this is now conjunct a Mercury in Leo. So remember, Mercury is in retrograde. So this is a time where, again, the sun is now highlighting our thinking process, our communication process. And with that backwards energy of Mercury, we get to take a moment and pause before we speak. Just a moment, right? Maybe, hey, how's the chores going? How are you doing? Right? Like that's my thing is always like I come into the house or into the room and I immediately just kind of pounce on the kids, especially my teenagers. What are you doing? Are you doing your chores? Instead of taking a moment to be like, hey, what you working on right now? And having more
Yeah.
curiosity about what they're doing before I demand that they get up and go do the laundry.
Yeah.
So this is a great day to kind of create awareness around your communication style and what you've been doing, but also creative projects, you guys. Oh, Leo and creativity and the mind. And what have you been wanting to create? What has your mind been kind of pulling you to create and work on? So the sun can really light that up today and help you really dive into these creative projects and endeavors. So have fun. Have fun with it. Well, that is the end of not May, July.
May.
I don't know what month we're in.
Where are
the
you?
End of July. Apparently, I am still in May. Oh, man, I do feel like this year is just flying by. I really do.
It could be May. Yeah, it could be May, but it is July.
Does
for
it?
a fact.
Do you think this is just total off topic? Do you feel like Saturn, who is the planet that really kind of rules timing, do you feel like him moving from Pisces into Aries does affect our view of timing? Because Pisces, in my mind, feels slower and more relaxed and more chill. And Aries, which is my sun sign, is not that at all. Not that it can't be that. It's just, it takes a long time for a fire to kind of get to that point of just chill, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like the timing since March when Saturn moved into Aries has been like speeding up and speeding up and speeding up and speeding up.
I do feel that for sure. Like it feels like it was a blink ago that it was in fact May. But yeah, that makes sense because time is so you can grab onto it, and we can't really, it's just a concept, I guess, and it's how we interpret it, and how time moves through us, I guess, or not move through, but how we move through time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like this,
I gotcha.
But yeah, Saturn making it, or like Aries making it feel a lot faster, with Saturn who rules time being there. For sure, I think it's definitely speeding things up because maybe not actual time, which is just a concept anyway, but
the feeling of.
Yeah, and like the happenings, the Saturnian things, the decisions, the changes, the evolution is happening faster.
Yes.
So that makes it feel like time is happening faster because if you just look at the last couple of 3 months, and so much has happened, it's like that could have been dragged out to like a 5 year,
Easily.
a 5 year span.
Yes.
But it's
easily.
been 3 months.
Yeah. It's just an interesting concept to think about. If you think of the planet of timing and time,
Yeah.
and really recognizing time, moving from the sign of woo to the sign of go. This is a really different feeling,
Yeah.
right? And I told my husband, I said, I feel like I'm drowning, but I haven't even gotten in the water yet. And I really attribute that to Saturn, Neptune conjunct in Aries. Like, we've got a lot of work to do here, but like we can't seem to get to it. Like, there's like these nebulous things in the way, which happen to be all the humans that we created, and you know, the things that come with the humans. And it's just, there's just this nebulous like cloud in the way, and I can't see clearly how to take action or when to take action. And it feels to me personally just irritating. I don't know how many of you are feeling that. If you are, feel free to leave comments. But this has been my perspective of Saturn and Aries so far, is this almost like angsty feeling of there's so much to do, Aries, but not quite the time. And I can't quite see how it's or when, but I know I'm supposed to do it, but I also know I have to surrender.
Yeah.
Which is, you guys, Saturn and Neptune, we got to do a whole show on that. These two are not easy to be together. This, I feel I'm really feeling this in my natal sun sign area, right? It's only a few degrees away from me right now. Mine's at 8 and this is happening at 2 and 3. So I'm like, my sun sign is like looking at these two planets going, oh, look at you guys. You're right there. Hi. I don't really want you here right now. Go away. Right. Like, it's a very interesting combo of hard work and discipline and timing and surrender and just be and play and be compassionate and create. What the what? Those are challenging combo of energies. And I looked it up. The last time those were together was in 1993 in Capricorn at like 2 degrees Capricorn. And the only reason I know this is because I did a reading for a client who had them exact conjunct at 2 degrees Capricorn, and she's having a square exactly right now with Saturn and Neptune, square to Saturn and Neptune. And I was like, oh, honey.
Oh, my goodness.
We should chat about this. So if you guys were born in 1993, you should check your chart because you're having a Saturn-Neptune conjunction square to a Saturn and Neptune conjunction.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody just breathe on that one, right? Like, that's just an interesting combo. So we had a fun chart reading, but it made me kind of realize, wow, it's a unique energy to be experiencing right now, especially in this world and what's going on governmentally and all that too. So
yeah,
it's something to think about. Totally off subject. You're welcome.
Yeah, that is that's very interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you to ponder that, you guys. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to be back next week with chatting about Uranus and Gemini, because that one is just so interesting. I mean, interesting just doesn't even seem to cover it too. So we'll have lots of fun talking about that, merging those energies together, giving you a flavor for the next 8 years of that.
That's true.
Electric little planet. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Please share if you like this. Share it with somebody you know that needs a little information in their life delivered with some enthusiasm and laughter. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for joining us this week. Be sure to like and support the show by sharing with a friend or joining us on Patreon. And you can buy us a tea or coffee and financially support us. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated.